Welcome to the MadMat Salon, where we meet and have conversations with masters. About 2 years ago, a Traeger colleague of mine said, "You got to check out this girl's website." So I went online and I looked at her website, and she wrote about the fact that she was an empath. And I immediately said, I have to meet her. So fortunately, she came back to the country from living abroad, and I was able to get with her pretty quickly, had an opportunity to be in a workshop with her. And I went right up to her and I introduced myself and I said, "I'm an empath and I see that you are too, and I need to work with you." I had this feeling that she really had figured out how to work with this as a gift and integrate it into her work, and I wanted to learn, to integrate it into my work more. So, without any further ado, if you would, let's give a warm round of applause for Kate Rose. So Kate, will you explain to some people here who might not know what an empath is, how would you describe an empath?
From my perspective, being an empath, it's the experience of feeling other people's feelings directly. And I separate feeling from emotion, so that feeling is a sensation, a quality of being, and emotion can be a response or a reaction to that. So my gift, if you will, is being able to, I feel feelings the way people see colors is probably a good way to describe it. It's just normal. And as a child and as a young adult, I thought everyone did. It just was normal to me. And it came as a huge shock to discover that I was weird and everyone else was normal, So it took a long time to discover how to separate my feelings from other people's feelings, so I knew what was mine and what was yours. And then developing it as a skill and as a tool to use in healing.
So I grew up in that very same way, feeling other people's feelings, feeling everybody's feelings in the house, and not realizing that they weren't my feelings. How did you come to the awareness that they weren't your feelings?
I think the first thing was the feeling that I knew they weren't mine. It was clear to me. I mean, the first memory I have is as a 4-year-old. I was sitting in my parents' living room, and there was a lady visiting. My mother was sitting in a chair across from her, and as a little child, I was sitting on the floor. And I know it wasn't a friend of my mother. It was an acquaintance because of the way they were talking. And my mother said to her, as you do, "How are you?" And she said, "Fine." And when she said fine, I went like that because I knew she wasn't fine. I could feel it. And she saw me do it, and she looked at me and got very frightened. And then it just went past because I was a 4-year-old. What did I know? But that was my first memory of knowing what someone was feeling. And I don't think I perceived that I thought, well, she's not telling the truth, So I think the awareness was that it was someone else's was there for me. What I couldn't do was not feel it, so I felt responsible. Mm-hmm. So, and that's often something that empathic people feel. If you know it, if you can feel it, you must have done something to cause it, And the other side of that is if you feel good, I feel good, So I'm going to make you feel better, and then I'll feel better. And that is the draining part of being an empath, is that you tend to do that. One tends to do that.
Taking responsibility for other
someone
people's
else's
feelings.
It's like the ultimate codependent relationship.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. This is totally new. So
Me too. We've never met. Nothing up my sleeve. Is there a particular focus that you'd like to?
as I was listening to you work with Rick, I was, thinking what would be my focus, and there's a sort of a long-term issue that I have been holding in my body in this left shoulder and shoulder blade area that kind of attaches to my spine and my back. That's kind of long-term. I've done some work with it, but it's Madelana was working on it. I feel there's sort of a new level of healing that wants to happen there. And then there's sort of a current thing going on. I injured my foot a few weeks ago that I think has to do with my excitement and fear about taking steps forward, similar to Rick, in somewhat of a new direction in my life. And I think maybe it felt like it was happening a little too fast, and I injured my foot and everything had to slow down, and it's much better now, but it's still there a bit.
Did you sprain it?
And I'm not sure, I had it x-rayed, it wasn't broken, it was sort of, it was definitely a contusion, and
Did you?
perhaps a sprain as well. Yeah, it went that way.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So that's kind of a current thing, and this is sort of a long-term thing that feels like kind of ready to do its next level, whatever that is.
Can I just feel it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The foot just feels like you turned your ankle. You know, it just feels that way. Mm-hmm. It doesn't feel, and I agree with you. I think it was just your way of slowing down. Mm-hmm. And it feels good. I mean, it feels healing. It doesn't feel like there's any permanent damage. It doesn't feel permanently damaged to me. I have this wonderful cream. But afterwards, let me show it to you. Someone just came to me. When did this start?
I can't even remember exactly the very beginning, but it's been back since early 2000s.
Uh-huh.
So probably at least 15 years, maybe longer.
And it was an injury, or it was an injury done to you, or what was it? That we know of.
I think it started sort of happening on its own, and then I was in a car accident, and it got a little messed up, but it was sort of already messed up.
It felt like something hit it. Did something hit it in the accident? In the car?
I don't know if it was hit, but it was more like, that kind of action.
Like a whiplash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's... I don't know, it kind of reminds me of what we were talking about before, the, like a way that you hold back. Does that make sense? Like you have a lot of gifts, and I feel like you're, like there's something you need to give yourself permission about. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. That's what it feels like. It's as if this can't move unless you give yourself... I give myself permission to allow this to move. I give myself permission to allow this to heal. I give myself permission. You would have to come up with the permission. Mm-hmm. What the permission... Does this make sense? Is it resonating at all?
Yeah, I think that is a piece of it, for sure.
Uh-huh.
So I'll just speak to that piece that is resonating with what you're saying. And I think I've been doing that in my little baby step way, yet still sort of hoping someone else is going to give me permission.
Exactly.
But I know that they can't.
No.
And so I've been giving myself permission and more, but I don't know if I have 100%.
What is it that you need permission to do? Or if someone said, I'm going to do this for you, what is it you'd want them to do?
I think it's permission to step into a fuller version of myself. Like when Madelana said, the MadMat Salon is here to talk with masters. It's like, would I ever give myself permission to say at some point I would be at that level? Or could I ever give myself permission to say I am an empath, if I believe that I am, without having someone else say, yes, you are?
Yeah. So the first thing that you said, I need to give myself permission to step into a larger version of myself. Can you say that? I give myself, don't even say I give myself, you say, I'm willing to consider giving myself permission to step into a larger version of myself. When you say that, what does it feel like?
Well, let me say it, then I'll tell you.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm willing to give myself permission to step into a larger version of myself.
What does that feel like?
It feels like yes.
Right, and so now if you said it with like the passion and the power and the amazing, where's that book? Where's that book with the unique, amazing, beautiful, wonderful, that, where is it? Is it there? You know it, it's your book. Give me, what are the chapters, right? I am, you are.
Amazing.
You're amazing. You're
Unique.
You're unique. You're
Beautiful.
You're beautiful.
Creative.
You're creative.
Talented.
You're talented.
Intelligent.
You're intelligent.
Growing.
You're growing.
Powerful.
You're powerful.
Connected.
Connected. You're connected. Okay, so this is, I mean, you created it already. So now you have to say, I am, give me this please, because it's a new book to me. But, okay, this is your thing. I am willing to say, ready? We're going to do this together. I am amazing.
I am amazing.
Oh, come on, give it to me, honey. Like, let's put some energy into it, you know? Like, okay, can we help her, please? Everyone, 1, 2, 3. I am amazing. Okay, try it. Go ahead. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I am amazing.
That was better. Okay, it was. It felt much better. Okay, I am
Unique.
Oh, okay.
That's for sure.
Hello. Again. I am amazing. I am unique. I am. Do you understand? I am beautiful. Say that.
I am beautiful.
You say it too, because you're so beautiful.
Thank you. I'm beautiful.
There you go. Okay. Do you feel it? You see what happens as it's releasing? Isn't that a great feeling? It's yours.
Yeah.
So I would like you to get this book.
To read it to
Right.
myself.
And I would like you to read it to yourself in front of a mirror, putting I and not you, okay? Until.
There too. There's that affirmation section of the I am.
Okay, well then read it to us. I want you to feel, you feel it?
Mhm.
This is who you are. You've already created. It's in writing. It's written in stone. You got it. Yeah, why not? You're so beautiful. You're so amazing. Really, you're so unique. Right? It's incredible. Why not? What does the shoulder feel with that?
Yeah, I think you might be right. I've always attributed it to, just long-term parental stuff and the challenges and struggles and suffering, especially that my mom went through, and just kind of carrying all of that maybe impact.
Yes, that's a different ache.
And so, a lot of that sort of release, but I think we were talking about the doorway of the heart. I feel like my shoulder blade is a doorway. And there was so much in there, it couldn't lay flat
Yes.
on my back. It was like trying to close a door where
Right, the closet's
it
too full.
won't shut or the trunk won't shut. There's too much stuff in there.
Right.
And now that a lot of that has emptied out, it's like this poor little shoulder blade doesn't know how to reattach itself.
And it's really like, okay, now you get to just, it's like your wings.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you feel the wings. You go back there and you feel like, wow, these are my wings. I'm ready to fly.
Yeah. But when you were talking, I think I never attributed it to that piece too. The being worthy and giving myself permission so that could go back and the whole heart can open 100%.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's what it felt like, you understand? When I feel it, that's why I keep asking, does it make sense? Because that's what presented itself. It's like, oh, she's holding it back.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? How are you?
Feels good, a little scary, like feeling vulnerable.
Yeah, there's a lot of love here. It's very brave to do this in a group. Even in private, it's brave. But yeah, and also the vulnerability is the movement, you understand? It's really, one time I decided I wanted to understand how to truly be receptive. So I said, I want to be overwhelmed by receptivity. I thought, well, that is really scary. But I stayed there. You stay in the feeling. Oh, This is my vulnerability. This is my movement. This is my consciousness expanding. And like the sky didn't fall. You just did this amazing thing, and we're all still here, and you're okay and safe. These are the little steps. You understand? And you have this, you created this magnificent thing. I mean, it's incredible. You know, you're a gift to the world, so it needs you. And it's that time, I think. Otherwise, I would definitely not be here, right? I mean, really, come on. You know, I've been doing this work a long time, and I've been very invisible, even though I've traveled all over the world, you know. This is a big step, so I invite you to participate. Actually, you're already participating, but I invite you to enjoy your participation.
Yeah, that's what we talked about too. Lightening up about it and enjoying the process.
Yeah. Well, it's the same as what Rick was saying. You let go. You acknowledge what you're carrying, and then you decide if you're going to carry it forever, you know? It's like when it's time to put out the garbage, put it out. Put it in the compost. You know, recycle it. You don't have to carry it around forever.
Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful, beautiful.
Hi, I'm Chara, and I'm here at the MadMat Salon, and just had an amazing experience with Kate Rose. She was really just a really wonderful speaker and had so much to share and such a loving heart, and guided us all on a really special journey, and was wonderful to work with one-on-one as well. I don't know how she tuned in so quickly and helped me come to, you know, my next level of growing, but I'm really thankful that she did, and I can't wait for the next salon to see what happens here.